Okay. Okay, I guess it started. I didn't hear it.
Yes.
It is.
Okay, so 8:30, it's the 6th of October. Good morning, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We'll go with the first item, and that is, let's go ahead and take roll, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and just take roll based on who I can see. It looks like Craig dropped off.
No, we're back down to 5.
Yeah,
He might be having problems. He has a lot of times lately. He's been having that.
You can always add him in when he comes on.
so we're gonna go ahead and start. We got John Barbera, Diana Nave, Gwen Henry, and also Cynthia Gagne, those that are in attendance along with me, Ray Regalado. So that kind of takes care of our first order. I am seeing that we have just panelists and we have no attendees at this time.
Which
So-
I'm trying, yeah, I'm trying to join as an attendee as well.
Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and continue the meeting. So agenda item number 2 is general public comment.
You do have an attendee now, it's Craig, so
Switch him over.
you may want to switch him over. I can't do that, no. You have to do that, Ray. Okay.
Okay, I've just promoted him.
Okay,
There he is. Okay. Craig, you're muted, and we're gonna show you coming on board at 8:32 a.m.
oh, 8:32.
What's that?
She just said, repeated what you said.
Oh, did I say that?
This was my second time in. For some reason, it wasn't picking up sound before.
He was on at 8:30 with the rest.
Recording in progress.
Someone's got their
Yeah, hold on.
multiple speakers going.
But I would like to comment that Ray and Gwen are using my personal email instead of sending it to my neighborhood, to the one that I specified for neighborhood councils. I've told you this before, Ray.
You have not told me this, but I will make sure that I do it. Thank you
Yes,
very
I
much.
have,
We're gonna
Ray.
we're gonna move on. So we'll go ahead and no people from the public is on. Well, wait a minute. Oh, no, you're the other person, right?
That's Gwen.
Gwen? Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. So no general public comment. We'll go to item number 3, which is review and make motion to approve map. This is the map on our east side. Now, I'm gonna try this, but my plan B is going to be, and let me do this right now. Let me make you a co-host, Gwen, okay? Just in case I can't handle or work the sharing of the screen. So I'm gonna share this. Going to. Okay, I have this thing. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I sent you a map earlier, and that map is the way Dunn has our current and their updated boundaries, which is to our west. I'm sorry, our east, and it is the part where we, to a certain degree, we lost LAPD and all this harbor area that you could see outlined in red. That's kind of in a grid. This
Who does it belong to now?
That's what they're adding back, isn't it?
That is what they're adding back. Yes, yeah. So what you see, Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council, and you see Wilmington up above. Originally, for some reason, it was, I think it was going to Wilmington, but it is no longer going to go. It's going to go to Wilmington. It's coming back to us as we've had it before, which means that we get, just for points of reference, we get back the full skate park, because there was a division on the skate park that's down on Channel. Half of it was ours, half of it was gonna be Wilmington's. We get the full benefit of the skate park, and we also get LAPD back and everything in there that goes along with it. So this is done version of what we're getting back.
Are we getting back part of the refinery, Phillips 66, or is that north more, right?
I
That's
don't
never
believe-
been, that's never been in Northwest.
Yeah,
Oh,
It was in Wilmington.
I always thought it was ours.
right.
It was a bone of contention initially, but
Oh,
So,
someone give it to us.
so this is the stuff that we had, I think, more of a concern at this, at our part, when we noticed the change. And I want to really thank Gwen, because she really looked at all these different map pieces and was really on top of that. So thank you very much for your diligence, Gwen.
It's another part we're getting back too.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Another part that we're getting back. Can you move the map?
no, I
Well,
think
the map
that's
doesn't
it.
move. Yeah, the map doesn't move.
Well-
This is just an image. So what I'm gonna try to do is, there's another piece that's there, and Gwen, you may need to help me with this, but let me stop sharing here. Let's see.
It's the part over by the Friendship Park or Dean Dana. We got that back too. They put that back in the, just, and
You know what, I can't seem to share that one. Gwen, could you put up that one with the larger part, the larger map?
Yes, hold on.
And that's the one that we originally had from.
I'm looking for the control. Share screen. Okay. Is that the one that you wanted to see?
That's the one. What do you call it? Diana, you want to make a comment about that?
this is the corrected one. And if you go down Averill area, you'll see all that green that had been taken out is back in.
Right,
Oh, good.
Right in here.
yeah. So we're pretty much getting everything back. And the biggest complaint that I filed, well, I communicated with Dunn, is the fact that all these changes were made without really notifying us and without giving us an opportunity to talk about it or argue the fact. We never really did get our time with Dunn to talk about it, but it looks like they still heard us, given the communications that we've had with them for so long. The fact that I pushed it with them, and so it worked, but I'm still not satisfied as to how it worked. Because I still believe that Dunn has an obligation, or the city clerk has the obligation, to let us know and talk about it before they may take action. And-
Ray, I have a question.
Yeah,
In the
sure.
Averill area, there's a dotted pink or mauve line all the way up the middle. What is that for?
Zip code boundary.
Oh,
I had
Also, Ray, I
up.
also, Ray, I read that Dean Dana and the Nature Center and Bogdanovich was all given to Coastal.
They
I
may,
saw,
they may have it also. But this, now you're showing the old map. What happened to the new map?
Yeah,
well, from what I read on one of those, the papers that that Dean Dana is Coastal. It's not us.
Look at the map, John. Dean Dana is on the map of what's given to us.
So you know, John, here, I gotta turn this other one off.
But theoretically, both neighborhood councils can have it.
Just so you know, yeah, it was shared originally. It was a shared asset between both maps. And it seems to be restored in that manner.
Oh,
did we,
okay.
do we have a copy of this map in our email?
yes,
Okay,
yeah, that's all the emails that I sent out. So with that said, if someone can give me a motion so that we could,
I'll move to accept the restored map as presented from Dunn.
I'll second it.
Okay.
okay, who was the second?
Before we vote,
Cynthia? Okay,
I do have a comment.
okay, we'll go to public comment.
It isn't on the map per se, but it's related. And that is, I have a concern still, and that's when it comes time for the election. So John, you're gonna have to be very aware of this. I want to make sure that and maybe before then, there's a way to test the electronic system that tells people which neighborhood council district they're in. That's also been updated in accordance with this map. Because that came up with regard to the Channel Street.
Yes, there were some addresses of a small amount in the corner that were removed with
wait.
that chunk out of Averill.
So I'd like to
That's
suggest is that earlier this morning, I sent an email to all of you regarding kind of a reminder from Dunn through Caviano. And I would probably ask that our designated election overseer, John, maybe you could make sure that you kind of take these comments and make sure that all these different items are taken care of. And we can, have that conversation later as a
Okay.
group. But would that be okay, John?
Sure.
Okay, great. It's giving you the administrator for the city clerk for the elections and things like that. And there's going to be more documents coming down the pipe. I think they're running kind of behind on notifying and talking to neighborhood councils and sending them documents. Okay, any other discussion on this item? I see no hands, so can we let me take a vote count, John? How do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going down as I can see you on my screen here. So Diana,
Yes,
Cynthia,
Yes,
Gwen,
Yes, with the addition of the harbor area in the other.
that's what we're voting on.
Yeah.
Okay. Craig,
Yes,
okay, so motion passes. All right. We're gonna go down to agenda item number 4, which is to approve the bylaws that were sent us. Now, again, Gwen, could you help me with that? The bylaws thing?
Yeah. Sorry, trying to get to it.
You all have a copy of these bylaws too, when I sent everything out. Are you sharing?
Trying,
There you
I got the wrong document again. Sorry, hold on.
No, it's okay. There you go. Oh, that one.
No, hold on. I've got to get the right document. For some reason, it's everything but.
you want the document that lists
Ah.
the changes?
Sorry. I have to close a lot of things out. It's right here.
Ray, do you want the document that lists the changes? Is that the one you're trying to get?
Is that the right one?
Well, this is the actual piece or the bylaws. Do you want, can we just go down to the place that you say is the biggest change? Is that you, Diana?
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, well, she's on it.
Okay.
Let me just say, the rest of their changes were piddly little things. For example, we had, for clarification, rather than say the word council, we had said Northwest Pedro Neighborhood Council. They didn't accept that because it changed their boilerplate language. So all of the changes until we get to this one were that kind of really non-significant changes. This one, the change is that it is the last paragraph. They accepted some of our language, it looks like, but not all of it. So they shortened it and just made it clearer, but they did shorten it. And that's the only change that was really of any significance. And if you really wanted to look at it, you'd have to look at the old bylaws and see what they said.
See if I can bring them up.
Can you bring up you'd have to bring up not the old bylaws, you'd have to bring up the red line version. And I don't know.
Mm,
The one just before this one then.
The actual red line version that we submitted to Dunn is the one you'd have to look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that one. Hold on.
I had it up on my screen, but I don't know how to get to it now.
I did.
Find it, Gwen?
Oh, here it is, view options.
Diana, do you have it?
I'm trying to see if I can get to it on my screen. I haven't been able to get to it on my screen. I have it. Can't figure out how to get to it. Hidden.
You take the 110 freeway to the 405 south.
I have to be able to reduce, exit full screen, there it is.
Feeling good, John, aren't you today?
Okay,
Up the par. And I don't golf.
I have it. I can read it to you. Will that work?
Can we switch?
Do you want me to make you co-host, Diana, to try to share it?
Well, let's see if I can,
That should work if she's co-host, right?
wait, it could if I get things set up correctly. Let's try that. Because I see now I've lost that screen. How do
Okay,
I,
Diana, I have made you co-host.
yeah, but I have to get my Zoom screen back.
And I'm searching through a ton of different bylaws right now.
How do I get my Zoom screen back?
On the bottom?
Zoom,
Well, no, maybe not on the bottom
Okay,
here.
I'm gonna stop the share.
share screen. From the desktop.
I see it on the bottom when my screen is small like that. You just look at the little camera thing and it'll come up. It'll say Zoom webinar if you put your
I
cursor
got
over.
back to the webinar.
Okay.
I got to the,
Ray, can you
Yes,
make her the,
I'm co-host, that's not the problem. Oh, now the document just disappeared completely. I pulled it up and it disappeared. Oh, gee.
I hate when that happens.
Oh,
when did you say you had it?
I was searching through a lot of documents. I'm gonna try to retrieve it right now.
save this final. I have it right here. I've opened it again,
Okay,
back down in the bottom like it's supposed to. Back to Zoom. Share screen. Then I hit desktop, right? But my desktop has a stop sign on it, like I can't do that. Which do I hit first? The document or the place that says desktop?
Share screen.
I did that.
Hit
And
the
now
document.
find the icon
Yeah, hit,
for the document.
yeah, you gotta hit the document.
Okay.
You should see a little icon.
Now, when I do that, the Zoom screen disappears.
That's
If I-
weird.
If I hit desktop, my document disappears. It's not allowing me to do it. I can read it to you guys.
well, I think, yeah. I think
That
that'd be
would good.
okay. I don't think there's that much difference, right,
All
Diana?
right, let me just read it to you.
All right,
The difference between the two. Our main point is in there. In the event that a board member is unable to complete their training due to problems with the Dunn training platform, and Dunn is unable to resolve the problem, they changed that to, and upon resolution of the Dunn training problem. We had said if they were unable to resolve the problem, so the board member can complete their training within the 60-day time frame, the board may, at its option, vote to extend the time for completion. During the extended time is so granted, the affected board members shall retain all voting rights for which they were eligible prior to the expiration of their training. Except, except the rights to make motions and vote on funding related matters if their ethics and or funding training has expired. Until done resolves the training platform problems to allow the board member to complete their training. So they took out that kind of middle part there. I think the rest of it was the same. Upon resolution of the done training platform problems, the board members shall be given a reasonable amount of time to complete the required training. Should they fail to complete the required training within this reasonable amount of time, they shall lose their council voting rights as described earlier in this section. So our main amendment there was this question of if there was a problem with the done platform. So that's addressed in their language. They just shortened it and kind of took out some of the verbiage in the middle.
Right, yeah. Okay.
I would make a motion that we accept the bylaws as amended by Dunn.
I'll
Okay.
second that. Gwen?
Gwen, you second?
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion? I see no hands. Okay, can we go ahead and take a vote? So I'm gonna go again down the screen as I see people. John Barbera,
Yes.
Diana Nave,
Yes,
Cynthia Gagne,
Yes,
and Gwen Henry.
Yes.
Craig Goldfarb,
Abstain.
and I say yes. Okay, motion passes with one abstention. So we'll go ahead and go to agenda item number 5. Have a little conversation about where we're at. We do have a youth seat that has, it looks like we have someone that'll be with your approval on the agenda for Monday. But we're still without a person filling the other seat. Is there any suggestion as to how you want to handle the outreach or whatever? We are getting close to election, which means that we can't have any elections. I think it's 60 days prior to that.
we do have a person that has indicated that they are going to submit. I don't know if they will because we've had that happen before, so I can't say they will. I would suggest that we extend the deadline. Our November board meeting would be the 14th, so we should extend it to say the 5th of November. That we ask the outreach committee to do specific outreach. Is it really being highlighted in the little blurb that comes, the little weekly blast that we get? I don't think it's
We
it
can,
needs to be highlighted in there.
we can.
Yeah, we can. We could tell Christina and she could add it.
And we ought to send it out to community organizations and the churches.
but maybe some of the kids are still, because of COVID and everything, maybe they're just a little reluctant to do
This is
that.
No. This is for the non-governmental.
Oh, non-government.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we do have one app, well, we have one prospective applicant at this point, but we ought to make sure it gets out. We used to have a list, I don't know if it exists anymore, of the community organizations in our area that fell within Northwest.
And John, if you create a Facebook version, I think that we could spread that. Chris can start it on Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council Facebook presence, and then it can be shared liberally with personal San Pedro groups.
Yeah, because I can, once he makes it, I can send it out to Love San Pedro, CA, you
Yeah,
know, what's happening in San Pedro. There's a bunch that I send out things for all the time.
that'd be great, John.
Yeah.
And it's very likely because of the election that's coming up that people might be inspired to join politically in some way, so.
Yeah,
So is there a need for a flyer to be placed on these different social media platforms? Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah, we could make up the one, Chris could do the one for the for the non-governmental one, we can put it on, him or Christina can put it on the, our website, our Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
And then I can get a copy of it and put it around the other different, Facebook, social medias.
That would be a,
Can we make a motion to extend first and then,
Yeah,
so I move that we extend till November 14th, the application period,
Fifth, I
second
thought
that.
you said the fifth,
no, the 5th, yeah.
the 5th.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Okay.
before the
because our
board meeting.
meeting's the 14th.
we need
Okay.
time to review the applications.
I'll second that for the 5th.
Well, did you change it to the 5th, Craig?
Yes,
Okay,
Cynthia, were you seconding?
When?
Gwen,
Gwen
Oh, Gwen, okay.
seconded.
Okay.
Discussion,
In
Any
regards
discussion?
to the fine tuning of the Facebook presence.
right now it's just on voting on the date.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, any discussion on extending the date? I see no hands. Okay, can we take a vote?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, Diana, nay.
Yes, Cynthia.
Cynthia, Gagne, yes. Gwen,
Yes.
yes. Craig,
yes.
made the motion.
Craig, Goldfarb, yes, and me, yes. Okay, so we're gonna extend it. So then, John, would you be able to work with Chris to get a whatever appropriate flyer so that we can be posted and shared with Christina?
Yep.
Okay. Will you be able to do that within the next day or two?
yeah, should be able to.
John, would it help to create a Facebook graphic, or does that have to be approved through outreach before any particular graphic is variation of the same information?
Well, we've had our next meeting is not until the end of the month, but we'll do this. Not really, we'll go off of what we've done before. Chris has got a bunch of stuff already on, that he's saved. So what we could do is we'll do it and then we can send it to everybody here on the bylaws.
yeah, the one thing I would make sure when you do it, John, is to make sure that the definition of who's eligible, take that right out of the bylaws or take it off of the website, so we got
Yeah.
the right eligibility, because that one's a little tricky in terms of the eligibility on the way.
Right. Yeah, they gotta be a 501c3 and everything and, no?
They don't have to be a 501c3, but they have to have an office, a physical address.
In the Northwest, yeah.
But you gotta look at it, because how it's
Yeah.
worded, is how it's worded, and I don't want to try to go off the top of my head. But
All right,
that's-
I'll get with Chris on it. Yeah,
Yeah, just take her advice and look at the bylaws.
Yeah, there's a doing business within Northwest as well, but
You're not on this one.
Okay. So we're extending it to the 5th. John, you'll take care of making sure that it gets on social media and.
yeah, I'll call him later today.
And, hopefully within the next day or two, we can do it. And Diana, you'll still be lobbying whoever it is you have in the back of your mind as to who might that person be, and maybe, maybe a headlock or a arm
Oh,
bar.
but I gave them the website and told them if they were interested, go to the website and apply. So we'll see what happens. They said they wanted to, but who knows?
Well.
I mean,
since
I've
you
been
don't
there
put that
before.
person in, I'm just saying that perhaps maybe you could gently, if you feel they're an appropriate,
No, we'll see if they apply. And then if they don't, then maybe we should go back to them and say, hey, did you really? No.
anything else, anyone?
actually, I wanted to possibly discuss as an agenda item in the future, having the La Rambla area represented in some way.
That would have to be a future agenda item.
And being that that's county territory, is that, I'm not familiar, is that, can that happen?
This
As
is
a stakeholder,
item,
Wait,
right?
wait, hang on. Diana, you were gonna say something, what?
I said it would be a future agenda item to discuss.
Okay, I'm just curious about that, but that's fine.
Question.
Future agenda item. Anything else, anyone? Before we adjourn? I don't see any hands. I don't see any kind of motion as if we want to say anything else, so without objection, I'd like to adjourn this meeting until our next meeting, which will
Yep.
carry that next thing. That'd be okay?
You know what,
Yeah.
Brett? Can we, I do have an objection. Can we just go ahead and set a November date for that first week? If the applications are due on the,
5th, we need to know, yeah.
yes, like Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday maybe of that week,
What day? Wednesday?
the 9th or 10th, maybe?
That's,
The 5th is a Saturday.
Yeah, that's the due date.
Okay,
Wednesday, November 10th is a suggestion. Is that
if
Thursday.
if it's in the morning, but not the evening.
I prefer evening.
Oh,
I'm still working, not like.
what about the
tomorrow.
9th then?
The 9th is our planning committee meeting.
Oh. The 8th?
Love it.
that's the
Still-
same. committee.
There's a committee meeting that night too, so the Zoom isn't available those nights.
What about,
We-
so we can't do it on Thursday, the 10th at night?
I'm good for,
Because I have a meeting on that night.
You-
What about the 11th on Friday?
Can we just go ahead and do the 10th in the morning, Craig, this time and try to,
Well, you've scheduled the last two meetings in the morning and I had to reschedule around them. And then people decided to call my house at 8 o'clock in the morning.
if we give you an advance notice or a month's advance notice, so you can schedule around it now, would that, do you have anything scheduled at 8:30 that morning? Would 8 o'clock or 7:30 be better for you?
Gee,
Why
what
don't
time
you-
did you go to work when you were working?
I left home about 6:30.
So you get the point. Um,
Decided 8.
To be fair to
uh,
Craig, why don't you just do it on the 10th and then? we'll
Is the
just
You
do
first
that.
can, you can go ahead, and also the 10th is Columbus Day. Or
Mhm.
I should say Indigenous People Day.
/ Columbus Day.
And there's,
Eh,
we're talking about
So
no-
people might not be here. They might be shopping.
No,
for
but
something.
that's in November. Columbus, Indigenous is October 10th.
The 11th that you were talking about.
Oh,
is
yeah.
And it's a holiday. That's the 11th. The 10th is not a holiday.
Right.
Okay,
is Monday the 7th, the first Monday an issue?
The
Are there
first one, we have
first?
the executive committee meeting. So with
well,
that said,
this is gonna be a 15-minute meeting. We could
it's gonna
have
be
it.
a quick meeting if
Yeah,
that's gonna be discussing.
it's only what the people for the board, so, that's fine.
Maybe 5 o'clock or just before your 6 o'clock meeting
Yeah,
On which day?
the
on
Monday.
Monday. Just before your meeting and then you could just jump into your other meeting. Or Zoom into your other meeting.
And that would create the agenda item as well.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
would-
that's right.
the only reason we would need this meeting is if we had an applicant for the seat.
Right.
Oh,
And postponing it if we don't have any applicants.
So kind of trying to figure out where we're going with the conversation. Craig, are you saying that you would be okay with a morning meeting on the 10th if it's a quick meeting?
Yes, can we have it later than 8:30?
Would 9 work for you?
Fine.
Okay, 9 o'clock, November 10th.
See, I was trying to be helpful making it earlier. I didn't think that it would be helpful to make it later, but hey,
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, for a meeting at 8:30 in the morning when you're starting and getting things set up, it's a little bit, it's harder the earlier it is because either you're interfering with something else or things like that. I mean, it's easier when it's like 10 o'clock than it is. I mean, it's not. Let's put it this way, you don't know when things are gonna happen, so when you're working. But anyways,
So,
we've got it.
so 9 o'clock seems to be an agreeable time frame. November 10th will be our next meeting.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'm not getting my nails done till 11 anyway, so.
All right. Okay, so our next meeting, prior to, just as a reminder, will be November 10th, 9 a.m. Wednesday, and without objection, we'll adjourn.
And then Diana, what time do you want it to close on Saturday? The 5th, November 5th.
I don't really, I don't care. I've been doing it at midnight, but you know.
That's fine. No, that's it. Yeah, we'll do it then. The 5th of, it's gotta be
we
like
might-
11:59, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. Okay, perfect.
Okay, guys. Everybody have
All
a
right.
good.
Yep, everybody have a
Thank you
great
very much
weekend
for the
coming up.
quick- Take care.
Okay,
Bye, guys.
Bye.
bye.